send this link to all my people to let them know that the link I just gave them is the wrong link. So I hope people can find me. Okay. Yeah, this is the correct link. So I guess I have to hold on a bit for people to get this. Okay. So this is the right link now. The challenge. Can you hear me, please? When you come in, let me know if you can hear me so that we can get started. The other link, I don't know what happened. I think my network cut off, so I had to create a whole new link. So it's possible that people will not be able to see the link because I've been sharing a different link, but it's okay. We go on. We go right on. Technology, that's part of the challenges that we face. That technology will not always respond the way you want it to. So if you're here, please let me know where you're joining from and we can get on with our topic for the day, right? Thank you so much for joining. Sorry about the mix-up in the link. The other one, the network broke, so I had to just start this one afresh. But today we are going to be talking about US grad school strategies, which is what we've been talking about for the past couple of weeks, because this is application season, right? And if you don't use the right strategies to apply, you have high chances of being rejected. If you're joining me, let me know where you're joining from. Let me be sure that you're even hearing what I'm saying, right? That would be very good for me to know. Okay, Yobe, Usman, thank you so much for joining. Yes, it's good to know that someone is here. I don't want to feel like I'm talking to myself. So are you applying for US grad school currently? Are you currently applying? Have you applied in the past? How has the process been for you? The purpose of this session is because I do have a lot of people in my mentoring academy. I think there are up to 500 people there who are working towards US grad school one time, like maybe this season or next season, maybe this fall or next fall. And I kept racking my head to ask myself, what would be the best way to support everyone as much as possible? Because it's not easy to answer everybody's question one after the other. That's the honest to God truth. I'm one person and this is not a full-time job, right? You know, I am very busy, like really, really, really very busy. So I had to create this 1 hour session every Saturday so that when I wake up in the morning, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, right? So I have to wake up and try to kind of get ready very early in the morning just so I could give this 1 hour time to the people who are willing to come around and say, I'm confused about this thing. Maybe I don't understand it, but this is where I am. This is what I've done. What should I do? What are the best strategies? Or maybe I've been rejected before. How can I stop? How can I prevent that rejections from happening? How can I make it easier for me to be successful the next season? I always tell people, I say grad school application is not grad school application is not magic, right? It's not magic. Grad school application is not it's not charity. People don't give you funding because it's a lot of money. People will not give you that money because they feel sorry for you. They won't give you that money because they think that if you don't merit it. That's the point I'm trying to make. So if you don't know how to position your story, if you don't know how to present yourself to be the most qualified people out of the pool, you would really find it very difficult. Who is this person? Seji Shazo. That's a very funny name. Are you sure you're fine, Seji? Are you sure you're okay? I hope you're okay. I wish you all the very best, right? I wish you all the best. Whatever the problem is with you, I hope that you would find peace and you find healing from it. All right, let's get back to the topic. So if you're here, the topic is on US grad school application, and I have like maybe 15 minutes or so to be here with you guys. If you have a question, if you have a challenge, if you have areas that you've been wondering, okay, how should I go about this thing? Put your questions in the chat, right? Put your questions in the chat. Let's talk about them. Let's go through it. Usman, you said, I'm planning to apply next year. Now, I want to be equipped with the necessary skills and strategies to minimize failure. That's good. Your name is Kerry. Kerry, you're welcome. Thank you so much for joining our live. Our live sessions is all about US grad school application. If you're here, help me share the live. If you've not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, right? We hold these sessions every Saturday morning at the same time. So help me share out the live so that more people will join in. The link that I had for this live, the network cut it off, so I had to create a whole new link. So people may not be able to find this link because I just created it right now. So I had a scheduled link, but something happened and then I was not able to make use of it. But it's fine. People are here and we can have this conversation. So Usman, thank you so much for coming and for your question. That's a very important question. I like the idea of you want to apply next year and you're already thinking about it now. In fact, that in itself is a very good strategy to begin with. The fact that you are not waiting for last minute. Most people, what makes them not do well in this process is that they always do things last minute. Like the very last minute, oh, I want to submit my application next month. This month, I'm beginning to learn how should I go about my statement of purpose? How should I go about my written material? How should I go about my CV? How should I go about my recommendation? And before you know, they are overwhelmed. They are turning in something that is shabby. And of course, what do you expect? They continue to meet that rejection over and over again. So they'll continue to be rejected, which is something you don't want for yourself. So now that you are planning for next year, what you are supposed to do is that from now, you begin to think about, okay, make a list. What are all the things I need? That's the first thing. What is everything I need? So everything you need, starting from your transcript. At least you start from the ones that are not dependent on you. You cannot give yourself transcripts. So you have to go and source for your transcript from the school you graduated from. So you want to start from that transcript to say, okay, I have my transcript ready, check. The second thing is, what information how have I prepared my CV? So the question for you now is, which course do you want to go for? Is it related to the course you've already done? Like you're trying to do a PhD and you've already done a master's degree and a bachelor's degree, right? Is it connected? What are some of those areas that you can continue to beef up your CV so that your CV will be ready to go? When I mean beef up your CV is that most times people think the fact that I just have a degree is okay. Oh, I have a first class degree. That's what a lot of people think. I graduated with first class, so that means I'm ready to go. I should be admitted. I should get fully funded scholarship. And they forget that they are competing with the whole world. Like they are literally competing with everybody. Everybody. Like if you're in Nigeria, I see your name Usman, you're probably in Nigeria. You are not competing with only Nigerians. You are competing with people in Ghana, people in China, people in Japan. You are competing globally. So you need to begin to think beyond local achievements to global achievements. How can you begin to show that you can collaborate? How can you begin to show that you've worked in teams? How can you begin to show that you've bridged the gap between where you are and where you want to go? That is the process of building your CV. People don't understand that building CV is something that you sit down, you map out a plan, and you begin to ask yourself, do I need to take more volunteering roles? Do I need to take more short courses? What are some of those things that I need to have on my CV? Do I need to publish my paper? Because that's another important thing. Most of the time, people don't understand that one publication can be the difference. I'm not saying it's compulsory, but it helps you. Anything that helps you stand out is what you want to be doing because you want to make it easier for yourself. You said something important. You said to minimize failure. And if you are a smart person, you want to minimize failure. You want to, first of all, bring a portfolio that people will be interested in looking at. So that by the time you start sending out your cold emails or by the time you start reaching out to professors and you say, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this, automatically you're already a person of interest. They're already looking at you and like, oh, okay, wow, Usman, wow, this guy has done this, he has done this, he has this broad range of experiences. So these are some of the ways that you begin to prepare. That is why at ScholarUP Mentoring Academy, some of you may be volunteers from ScholarUP. We have a global conference that is coming. We have more than 150 people volunteering for that conference. What are they doing? They are gaining real life skills. They can have that on their CV to say, I was able to work in collaboration. I coordinated this global educational experience. This is the role. This is what I did. Those are some examples of being intentional about doing something that helps you to stand apart. That is what grad school is all about, because there would always be more people who are qualified than the resources are available. Always, 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 always. Most of the time, for example, a particular department may be looking for 10 people, for example. They may be looking for 10 people and more than 100 people, more than 200 people will apply. So what makes you special? What is that thing that you need to do to make it easier for you, so that by the time you turn in your own application, you'll be among those 10 people that are selected. It is in the simple things. It is in the consistent effort. I tell grad school students, people tell you, I'm preparing for grad school, and they don't even know how to use LinkedIn, for example. Most of the people you are looking for, most of the people that you are expecting that you want to connect with, you want to network with, most of the professors, most of their students, all of these are strategies. All of them are on LinkedIn. And most people, they hide themselves and they feel like, oh, this thing should just fall on my lap. But it doesn't happen like that. And that is why you see people continue to be disappointed. They continue to feel bad. They continue to say, oh, I don't know what to do, or I applied and I was rejected. And every week I come here and I tell you, this is what you need to do. It's not rocket science. It's not magic. And it's not easy. It's either you are willing to do it, you're willing to put in the work that would help you to stand apart. And you realize that when you apply with preparation, I've told you people my story so many times. When I came here to the US in 2020, I started my PhD in 2022, at the beginning of 2022. So I came at the end of 21. So I applied in 2021. I did one application, one school, one professor, and I was accepted just one time. So I didn't have to do it 100 times. And the reason for that was because I had a mentor that was guiding me. I had somebody that was telling me, this is what you need to do. And I listen, I take those instructions, and I go and I work with it. But most of the time, people would think that, oh, it's magic. Oh, I don't know what to do. But this is what you need to do. It's very, very simple things. Patrick, you're welcome. Thank you for coming in. If you have any question, please drop it on the chat so that we can continue. I take my time to do the things I do. People ask me, why do you push yourself so much because you're trying to help other people? And I tell them it's because I know where I'm coming from. I know who I was because somebody else helped me. Somebody went out of their way. Somebody made sure that I went from the average student that was struggling, that was rejected so many times, to becoming the overall best graduating, to getting into the US, to finishing my PhD, all in record time. Somebody helped me. So I go out of my way and I put up these sessions and I try to bring people together. I try to tell them, this is the way to go. If you're trying to apply for US grad school, you need to learn how to network strategically. You need to be in the rooms where conversations are held. You need to learn how to connect with people that can connect you with those opportunities. There are so many details to these things. There are so many small details, but believe me, they are simple details. They are simple things. They are not difficult things that you cannot do. You just need to know that, okay, this is what I need to do from point A to point B. Now I made the decision, just as Usman said, I made the decision. I want to go to US grad school. The first thing is document checklist. That's where you should start from. You should start from that point of, what do I need? What are the things I need? That's the starting point for you. What do I need? I need my transcript. I need my CV. What are the things on my CV? That's the next important question. What things have I put? What work have I done? What are some of those things I've done that I can show on my CV that will help me stand out? Those are the important questions that you need to be answering. Then you ask yourself, who are my recommenders? Because that's another important aspect. People don't understand the power of recommendation. Most of the time, the people that recommend you, they can make or break you. Somebody's recommendation, I remember when my advisor, after I got to the US, one thing she told me, she said, the decision was made for me when I read the recommendation from your mentor. I was like, really? Just because of the way the recommendation was presented. So, but most times people think that you just go and look for somebody that don't know who you are and you ask them to recommend you. And by the time they make the recommendation, they don't even know how, they don't know the pattern, they don't know the structure. They don't know what people are expecting to see in the recommendation. So these are some of the things that you need to kind of put on paper, and then you begin to ask yourself, which program do I want to go for? It's a step-by-step thing. So which program do I want to go for? You want to go and do a master's degree or a PhD? First question. You want to do a PhD under what is your program? I tell people that something that is going to make it easy for you is to be able to demonstrate fit. People don't understand the power of demonstrating fit. They think it's just to tell people, I'm passionate about this. Oh, I'm passionate about becoming an engineer. Oh, I'm very passionate about becoming an engineer. It's not, it's like show walkings, the way we say it in Nigeria. Show walkings. It's not just that you are passionate. How can you show me? How can you show me your journey so that your journey will reflect that passion? You don't even need to tell me that you are passionate. Your journey will just reflect it. I'll be able to see it from your journey one after the other. That from this place to this place, you did this, you did that, you contributed to this, you had this degree. All of those things kind of lines up to show the things that the passion that you carry. So you don't need to tell me that you are passionate, because I will see that you are passionate, right? So it's very, very important that you know that the most important thing that the officers that sit on admission decision, the most important thing they are looking at is fit, your ability to succeed going forward. That is the most important thing they are looking for. They want to see that you're able to show them that, because they are bringing you from, for example, if you are in Nigeria, you are more than 6,000 miles away. They bring you to the US. If you are not able to cope, it's a problem for everybody. It's a problem. It's money wasted. Now you're in the US. So they are very careful. They are looking for fit. They are looking to see that, yes, this person genuinely has the passion, because it is that passion that would help you to build the resilience to keep moving forward. So Collins, let me see what Collins is saying. She said, good afternoon, Dr. Amaka. Happy weekend. I really appreciate your impact. Is there a perfect way of drafting a compelling cold emails to academic advisors? Yes, there is a perfect way to do it, right? There's a perfect way to do it. And I always encourage people, if you're not very sure of what you are doing, you need to have somebody to review what you are submitting. That's something that is going to help you. But it's a choice. But I'm still going to tell you the step by step. I'm not telling you can't do it. But I'm just giving you as an advice, right? Most of the time when it comes to US grad school, there are language structure. There is expectations. There is a way things need to be said. First and foremost, one thing you need to avoid sounding desperate. That's one important key point. Avoid sounding very desperate. Avoid sounding, very, very desperate. It's a turn off. It's already a red flag for them. The second thing you want to avoid is to avoid presenting your case as charity. Like, oh, you need to help me. Oh, help me kind of thing. It's not charity. That's not what you are trying to prove. You're not trying to say, oh, my country is so terrible. Oh, I have all this limitation. Oh, please help me. That in itself will disqualify you. So you want to remove language that sounds desperate. You want to remove language that sounds like it's begging. And you also want to remove pride or overconfidence, what I call overconfidence. You need to be confident without coming off as overconfident. It's two different things. And it's a thin line. That's why I tell people, most of the time, as much as possible, look for somebody who has gone that path. That's part of the things we do at ScholarUP Mentoring Academy. To review the documents you're submitting, especially the important ones, especially your CV, your statement of purpose, is going to help you to make sure that you are adding the kind of language that you need to add. But when you want to draft a cold email, this is a simple structure on how you need to go about it, the things that need to be in that cold email. One mistake I see people make all the time, that most of the time they don't get any response and they are wondering, oh, I didn't get any response. Most times they make it too long. They make it so long. You see a cold email that is supposed to be a short email that an advisor will just read at a glance. In 1 minute, they read it. And you send them a very, very long email. Already, that's a recipe for you not to get any response. Because these are very busy people. So by the time they open the email and they look at it and it's super long, they will say, oh, I'll get back to it later. And that's how emails fall through the crack. That's how it falls through the crack, and they may never get back to you because they forgot. It's not really because they don't want to answer you. So sometimes these things is that they actually forgot. They just forget and you don't get any response, and you'll be wondering, why didn't I get any response? The reason for that was because your cold email was super long. So you see, now I'm starting by telling you the things you should not do. But then what should you do? How should you structure your cold email? The first part of your cold email, you are saying, hello, doctor, this. That's another point. In the US, we hardly use the term professor the way it is in Nigeria. In Nigeria, most times people hold on to the professor title. In the US, professor just means teacher. So as long as you teach in the university, you are a professor. So there are professors who are not doctors. They are just a teaching professor, and that's okay. So you see, it's a language difference. It's not like the British system in Nigeria where people become professors because of achievement in progression of their career. If you're in Nigeria, you know what I mean. You know how long it takes. So when you go and call a professor doctor, the person will be angry. The person will be like, don't you know I'm a professor? You should call me professor. It's not like that in the US. Academic advisors go by the term doctor, not professors. So that's another first key thing that you want to note. Dear Dr. Collins, right? Dear Dr. Collins, I hope this email meets you well. So you are, at least you're starting on that note. Or I hope you're doing well. Whatever opening salutation that you use to just kind of open to soften the email, but keep it short. Very short. I hope this email finds you well. I hope you're doing well. However you put it, but very, very short sentence. The next paragraph is to introduce yourself. That's what you do in the next paragraph. My name is Collins. Collins, I don't know your surname, but my name is Collins, your full surname, right? And then next thing you want to tell the person why you are sending a message. My name is Collins this, and you give a brief description of you so that it has context. So my name is Collins Okonkwo Okafor. My name is Collins, yeah. I graduated with first-class degree from the University of Nigeria in 2025. I just completed my master's degree in biology with distinction. I'm sending this email to ask for, I'm sending this email to talk about my interest in your lab. I'm sending this email concerning my interest in your lab. Of course, I'm just telling you this. This has to be polished better, but I'm trying to tell you the contents of that email. So I'm sending out this email to indicate my interest to come into your lab as a PhD student and to find out if there is any vacancy. I'm attaching your work, another thing that would help your cold email. One important thing that would help your cold email is to show that you know something about that professor. And that's very easy to find out. That in itself is always something that would differentiate a generic cold email from a cold email of somebody who has done a bit of research. And that is where a lot of people miss it, right? A lot of people don't include something about the professor in their cold email. And that thing that is about the professor is what indicates that passion and that fit. So for all schools, when you go to every school website, it's very easy to see the names of the professor. You will see about. That's the good thing with the US, is that there is a database system. There's a database system. So it's easy to find information. It's easy to find the things you are looking for. You don't have to break your neck to find a professor's work, the kind of work they do in their lab, their most recent paper. A lot of people miss that part. Their most recent paper, or their most recent publication. So you can look through it, look through the abstract, look through them briefly, and see the one that is related to you. Then you can now say, your most recent work on ABC resonates with me because it relates to what I did in so and so. So now you are trying to tell the professor, you are trying to make a connection with the work that you are doing and the interest that you have. Please find attached my CV. I look forward to hearing back from you, and I would like to have a meeting. So you are trying to tell the person to give you an opportunity to talk. And then one important thing is that once you have all this information in the email and you send it out, don't just go and sleep and say, oh, this person didn't respond to me. That's where people make mistakes too. Let me tell you personal story. When I sent an email to my current advisor, she didn't respond because she missed the email. She didn't see it. It was I think it was my third follow-up email that she responded to. The third one was the one that she responded to. So I sent the first one. After like 1 week, I didn't get any response. I followed up. I forwarded the email again. I said, I'm just following up just to see if you... She didn't respond again. And then the third one. So imagine if I had just said, oh, let me jump to the next person, or let me not go back and track this person and see what is happening. We need to understand and learn how to give people grace. People are very busy. People do that even on LinkedIn. I have so many messages that I've not responded to. Is it that I don't want to respond? That's not true. If you know me very well, you know that I'm not the type of person to ignore anybody. But at the end of the day, you are still one person. You cannot spend your whole life on a phone when you have work to do, when you have other things to do. It's not possible. So you do the best you can. So people who are wise will not send message once and say, oh, I reached out to Dr. Amaka once. Oh, she didn't respond. Oh, this person is so proud. Oh, this person is like that. You're doing yourself a disservice. You're not giving that person the grace that the person is a human being. That is possible that the person missed it. So it's important that you follow up. I tell people at least after 1 week of sending an email. That's why structuring what you're doing, having an Excel sheet. The people I mentor one-on-one, I tell them the first step, develop an Excel sheet. Write the names of the schools that you want to apply to. Write the name of the professors. Write one core area of their research that is of interest to you. Then begin to track. Begin to track so that I sent out an email on this date. I can come back and see what was the response. If the person even tells you, oh, wow, you have a great CV or you have a great portfolio, but I'm not taking any students this year, that is not bad news. Some students just will not respond to that. They will just ignore it. They will just say, oh, wow, this person said they don't have funding. That is an opportunity. The fact that the person is even giving you a compliment to say, you are a good student, I can see your CV, but I don't have funding. That is enough reason to now reach out to the person to say, thank you so much for your kind words. Please, do you think you can forward my CV and my document to other professors within the department or other professors you know who may be looking for a student? That is learning how to network, learning how to leverage other people's connection to build your own. All of these things, like I said, is not rocket science. It's not something that it doesn't require, you just need to know what to do. I tell people who are preparing for grad school, the most important thing you need to learn is learning how to ask the right questions. And it's showing in this life that I tell you people that, okay, I'm taking out my time every Saturday morning. I tell people, come with their questions. You see, sometimes people don't even have questions. That's because you've not done the bare minimum. It's when you've started the journey. You see Collins asking a specific question. Usman asking a question. When you start the journey, then you have a question to ask. You will know that, okay, I tried this. What should I do? What should I do? Right? So it's very, very important. I see Ifoma said, should one avoid sounding desperate even though one is applying for scholarship? Very important. That's what I was just talking about. You want to avoid desperate language. Even when you want to show hardship, which is part of your statement of purpose, right? Your statement of purpose is a statement that talks about where your journey is going, the purpose of what you're doing. And that gives you an opportunity to talk about the struggles that you've overcome. It's very important. It's part of your story to be able to talk about the struggles that you've overcome. But do you know how you avoid desperation? How you avoid desperation is by saying, despite these challenges that I've faced, this is what I've been able to do. It's two different narrative. It's two different narrative to say, oh, wow, I've gone through hardship in my life. I've been struggling. I'm coming from a poor home. I don't have this. I don't have that. It's a different story than to say, with all of these challenges, even though I'm a first-generation student, my parents don't have college education, right? So, hello, Theophilus. Thank you so much for coming. It's always good to have you on board. You're welcome, right? So you're saying, despite all of these challenges that I've had, this is what I've been able to do. I was still able to get this degree. I was still able to contribute towards this. So now you are showing resilience. You are not telling people that you are desperate or that your problem is it's like, I had this problem. But even though I had this problem, I did not allow this problem to keep me down. It's just a nuance of how you present yourself. It's very important you present yourself as someone who has the resilience to survive, because grad school requires a lot of grit. That's the honest to God truth. Grad school requires a lot of grit. It requires a lot of willingness to pick yourself back up when you fail. I posted a video recently on my YouTube. If you check, you'll see it. It's just a very short video, maybe less than 1 minute. And that video was I just wanted to sleep that day and some things came to my mind and I just made the video. And I said, the 5 things that you need to learn if you really want to stay ahead in this age and time, you want to always kind of keep going. There are some skills that you cannot afford to play with. One of those skills is learning how to speak for yourself. You need to learn how to advocate for yourself. You need to know that you are your own advocate. The second one is you need to learn how to be adaptable. It's very important that you learn how to adapt to situations fast. You don't need anybody to tell you that the world is changing. With this whole change in AI things, the world is changing really fast. And if you're not someone who has the willingness to adapt, to think on your feet, to see how you can pivot, you'll be left behind. And the third one, which is another important skill that you cannot afford to joke with, whether or not you want to go to grad school or not, is the ability to pick yourself back up when you fail. Because failure is inevitable. Failure is part of the process. It's part of the journey. It's not, when you fail, it's not something that is unique to you. You are not the first that failed. You will not be the second. You will not be the last. That's one thing that you need to understand. So it's important that you invest in your mindset. I tell people all the time, the biggest investment you can ever make for yourself as a human being, the biggest thing you can invest in is not a house, it's not a car, it's not clothes, it's not money, it's not... The biggest investment you can make as a person is on your mindset, is your ability to keep moving forward, your ability to define a goal that you want, and then take that vision and continue running with that vision. You're here because you're thinking, I want to come to the US for grad school. But I know that there is a part of your mind that is telling you, it's too difficult, it's too hard. Oh, wow, it's not, how am I going to get scholarship? How am I going to get this? Your mind will tell you all the limitations. But if you are a smart person and you're willing to, you know that this is something I really want to do. The people who are doing it, they don't have two heads. The people who are announcing every day on LinkedIn, if you're on LinkedIn, you'll be seeing those announcements. If you are on LinkedIn, you will be seeing those announcements, right? Where somebody will say, oh, I just arrived in the US. I just started a master's degree. I just started a PhD. One clear thing is that all of those people, they don't have two heads. They don't have two heads. They only have one head. It's not because those people are smarter than you. They are not. They are not smarter than you. They just probably have built more resilience and more grit and more willingness to learn on the journey. And now that you have someone who is willing to teach you, it's not, you don't have an excuse. It's just that the only excuse is you being willing to learn. People ask me, why do I do the things I do? I said, because somebody did something for me. For me, it's my way of paying it forward. I believe so much in service. I believe so much in having a legacy. I believe that the gift that God gave to us is not just for us. If you followed me, you know that is the way I am. The gifts that God has given you as a person, the things that you've learned, the things that you've gone through, you should not just hold on to it yourself. And I'm also telling this as a lesson to you people. There are things that you know, that you have other younger people who are coming behind you, people who can benefit from it. That is why building a personal brand is important, even in your grad school journey. People tell me, as an aspiring graduate student, first thing I'll go and look at your LinkedIn. I say, your LinkedIn does not even show. It doesn't show the journey where you are going to. How do you want people who will check you out on LinkedIn to be interested in what you're doing? It's very important. You need to make all the odds to be in your favor. It's a game of numbers. You see, grad school is a game of numbers. How do you tip those odds so that those odds will be in your favor? If you have any question, feel free to ask your question, right? Okay, Usman, I'm coming back to your question. If you have any question, drop it in the chat and I'll come back and answer it. We have about 24 minutes now to wrap up, right? So how do you tip the odds in your favor? That's the question that you always ask yourself in life. Because it's a game of numbers. It's always going to be a game of numbers. So it's like the more you try, the more you increase the chances. The more you learn, the more you work on your CV, the more you polish the things you've done, the more you learn how to communicate. Communication is a very important skill. If you start reaching out to professors, most of the time, most of them will ask you for a Zoom meeting. They will ask you to come on a Zoom call. Is it when you come on that Zoom call that you will learn how to express yourself? That's the question I always ask people. I tell people, why do you wait to learn certain skills until when it's going to bite you? Until when that thing bites you, like when you reach that point, when they tell you, okay, submit a 2-minute video, that is when you want to learn how to make a video. If you saw my post last week, I talked about it. For some of you who know me, you know I was the person who gave the commencement speech when I graduated. That speech is here on YouTube. You can search for it. It's like 6 minutes. You can watch it, right? I gave a speech to more than 20,000 people. More than 20,000 people standing in front, right in front, live audience, more than 20,000. talking to them, talking about myself, giving gratitude on behalf of the students. And I asked a question in my post. I said, when I gave that speech, is that when I learned how to speak in front of people? Was that when I learned to do it? And when I wrote that winning speech that won out of so many hundreds of speech, I went to a school that was more than 70,000 students. Go and check Texas A&M. What I'm telling you, you can Google. More than 70,000 students in Texas A&M. And I was selected to give that commencement speech. And the question is, when that opportunity arose when I was graduating, is that when I learned how to do that? Was that when I honed that skill? That's a food for thought for you. It's a food for thought for you. You need to understand that there are certain skills that you need to begin building now. Even if you are going to use it next year, start building it now. So that by the time that opportunity comes and meets you, it will meet you ready. It will meet you ready. I make this analogy all the time. If you watch relay race, you see how people pass the baton. If you are watching relay, you realize that the person who is going to receive the baton does not stand and wait. The person will be running and stretch his hand back and collect it. The person will be on high speed and then he will just stretch his hand back and collect it. That's exactly how life is. If you're always waiting that until when this thing comes, that is when I'll begin to learn, you would be left behind. You'll be left behind. A big part of your grad school application is your mindset. A very big part of what will help you, whether or not you succeed, is dependent on your mindset. It's really, really, really dependent on your mindset, whether or not you succeed. It's dependent on your mindset. How do you position your mind to understand that failure is a teacher? To understand that, okay, what are the things that are missing? What investment do I need to make in myself and on this journey to make me successful? People talk about work smart, work smart. Yes, but there are times in your life when you need hard work. You need to stress yourself for a period of time. You need to go through a period of stress so that you can enjoy for the future. That's the thing. Sometimes you need to put yourself through a period of stress, a period of discomfort, a period where you are not sleeping so well in the night, but you know that it is not forever. People ask me, how did I do my PhD in 3 years? Simple answer, I kept at it day after day, day after day, day after day. Was it fun? No. Did I like it? No, I did not. But I had a goal. I had a dream. Now I finished. Now I'm done. So now I can comfortably, proudly go with the title, doctor, anywhere I go. Dr. Amaka, I've moved on to the next chapter of my life. Most of the people I came into the US with are still doing their PhD. And I'm not saying everybody's timeline is different. This is not me trying to shade anybody or anything. It's all about choice. People do PhD in 4 years, in 5 years. There's nothing wrong with it. So don't get me wrong. I'm just using this as an analogy for you to understand. For me, I had a specific goal. Because this was so stressful, I felt like the best thing for me is to shorten the time that I will go through the stress. That was my own strategy. It's like PhD is very stressful. So the best thing I can do for myself is to shrink the time. Let me go through this stress so that I will go through the stress and leave it alone. And I did just that. And in 3 years, I was done. Done and out. Done. That's it. Joined the less than 2% of the world. Less than 2% of 2 billion people, of all the 10 billion people, how many billion people in the world have a PhD? Less than 2%. So it's just about mindset. It's about I take time all the time. Maybe because I'm a certified life coach. That's why I keep telling people that your mindset will make or break you. The mindset with which you approach anything in your life, whether it's US grad school, whether it's any other goal that you have in your life, the mindset that you build over time is what is going to determine whether you are going to succeed or not. Failure, stress, falling, things not working as planned, all of these are part of the journey. But how do you pick yourself back up? How do you keep going? Do you just give up when things don't work out? Do you give up at the first sign of stress? I see that on LinkedIn all the time. I've been running our LinkedIn Elevation program we are in the 15th cohort. So it's every month, 21 days training. Every month, 21 days of training, consistently for 15 months. I started even before I graduated, right? And I've seen that over and over again. People show up and they're all excited. They are so excited. I'm excited to share this. I'm excited to share that. I'm building my personal brand. Then let one small thing happen to them. One small thing will happen to them and they disappear. They are not able to keep up because something unexpected happened. Oh, maybe they lost their job. Oh, maybe, the money they were expecting didn't show up. Or maybe somebody in the family was sick. All of these things are they not part of the life cycle. They just dump it. They leave everything. Most of the time, let me tell you an analogy. You know that, for example, have you ever had a situation where you go to the store, you go into the store, you want to buy something? I think even if this has never happened to you, you must have seen someone that it happened to, right? And this analogy, I believe that is going to help you to reflect more on the things I'm sharing with you today, even after now. When you go into the store and you want to buy something and you go, it's like a big store, you pick all the things you want, you put it in the cart, you pick your toothpaste, you pick bread, you pick everything, and you go to the counter to pay. And they give you the account number and you transfer the money to them. So you go, you transfer the money, you see it successful. The money has left your account, right? The money has left your account and then the cashier checks and tells you, I've not received it. How many of you, if you've ever experienced that, drop a 1 in the chat. If you've ever experienced that or you've seen someone that happened to, maybe you sent a money to someone, you can see it. I've been debited. You can see it in your account that I have been debited or the money has left my account. But the person tells you, I've not seen the money. So if that has ever happened to you, if that's something that you've ever seen happen, put a 1 in the chat. Just let me know that that's something. Let me be sure I'm not alone, right? Let me be sure that this is not something that has happened to me. Because I've seen it. It has happened to me several times. Where you send money to someone and the person tells you, I've not seen the money. And sometimes they will tell you to wait. If they don't know who you are, right? If they don't know who you are, they'll say, sir, ma, please wait, or we have to confirm the money before you leave. We have to confirm the money before you leave. So just hold on. Sometimes you may be holding on for long. But does it mean that you've not paid the price? You've paid the price. You've actually paid the price. You are just in the waiting season. And in that waiting season is where a lot of destinies are aborted. Because you've already paid the price. All you needed to have done is to kind of press forward, to stay patient, to stay resilient, right? If you've paid the price of something, maybe you've gone somewhere and you've paid 20,000 and the person say, I've not seen the money. Are you just going to abandon the things that you bought and leave the store? You say, no, I would stay. Oh, I have to figure it out. There's the figuring out. Sometimes you may need to go back to your bank to go and check what is happening. Sometimes you tell them to check their bank. You are waiting for what is delaying the alert. That's exactly the same way life is. And most of the time, most people, that is the point where they give up. They've already done the heavy work. They've done the heavy lifting. They are just in that moment of waiting. And they just feel like this thing is not working. Oh, it's not working. And they give up on all the efforts that they've put in. Just like someone who is digging gold. The person is digging gold, is digging gold, is digging gold. You are just 1 meter away from the gold. And you say, all this work I've been doing in 4 years is not worth it. Oh, this thing is not forthcoming. And they just give up. That is exactly how life is. And that's exactly how the grad school journey is. Thank you, Ifoma, for responding. Shedrack, thank you for responding. It's good for you guys to respond. This is a live event. I want it to be interactive. And I want you people to get the best out of this. I don't want you to just come and sit down and listen to me. I want you to interact, share out the live, give emojis. It's free now, right? Share giving emojis. If what I'm saying is making sense to you, giving a heart emoji. Are you going to pay for it? Are you stingy with emoji again? Are you stingy with that one? I'm not asking you to give me money, right? I'm not asking you to pay for my time. At least share, thank you who is sending that. Yes, now you're laughing. That's true now. I'm not asking you to give me money, right? I'm not asking you to pay for my time. These are all ways for you to also stay engaged and still learning. This is also a way for you to encourage me. I keep telling people the things I do, nobody pays me for them. It's just my own way of putting out the good I can into the world. That's my own choice. That I feel like as you're going through life, your life should not be you, me, myself, and I. I feel like that's a very sad life. That's what I tell people. And I'm telling it to you. If your life right now is about me, myself, and I and my family, that's all the things I do, that's all the good I do, it's a sad life. By the time you are gone, which work, what will you be what will you be remembered for? None of us are going to get out of life alive, right? We are not going to. Anything you know, I tell people all day, I say all the things I know. If I don't do something with it, now that I'm alive, if I don't try to help as many people as possible, by the time I'm gone, am I going to go with it? I'm not going to go with it. So it's very, very important that you are intentional about showing appreciation. I'm teaching you this as a lesson that will help you through life. Learn to show appreciation, not just to me, but to people that go out of their way to do even small things for you. It's your own way of encouraging them. It's your way of just cheering them on, telling them. Sometimes in the group, I tell you people, repost, share this thing out, do this. Those things will not cost you any money. Oh. It won't cost you any money to do. Like the way I say, share this life now. It won't cost you any money. Send the emojis. It won't cost you any money. But at least it will make me happy. It will make me feel that I'm communicating with people. Because I don't want to be talking to myself. Before I even started these sessions, I had to take a poll in the group and ask you people, do you think this is going to be useful for you? Do you think this is something that would help you? So I can dedicate my Saturday morning. This is free coaching that I'm doing. I should charge money for this. I should charge money for what I'm doing. But in the end, I just feel like, okay, it's fine. Let me support now that I have the time, now that I can squeeze the time, really, because I should be resting. It's Saturday morning. It's now to 8 in the morning. But now that I can squeeze the time, let me be able to pass on this knowledge. Who knows? At the end of the application season, if it is 2 people or 3 people that can say, because I was showing up for your life, just the same way you see me share all of those testimonies, it makes me happy because I know I have become a permanent part of these people's journey. I've become a permanent part of their journey. One of my mentees just arrived Canada yesterday and she sent me a message. She was so excited. She was like, I have arrived. And she was thanking me. And I was like, yes, I'm happy to be a part of your journey. So that's the reason why we do some of the things that we do. So I encourage you to think about these learning sessions as an opportunity to expand your mind and to grow. Come to them prepared. Come to them with questions. Come to them with questions. Don't just come and sit and be listening. Think about ways like, how can I apply these things she's telling me to myself? How can I improve myself? How can I leverage LinkedIn? LinkedIn is a global platform. There is no any other social media that brings together the amount of intellect that LinkedIn brings together. So how do I learn how to network on LinkedIn? How do I learn how to connect with the right people? I talk about our global conference that is coming. Some of you are volunteering in that conference. It's giving you an opportunity to meet more people that you would have met on your own. Now you are under the umbrella of ScholarUP Mentoring Academy. You saw today I posted a showcase, right? I posted a showcase. I said, these are the talents that we have. If you're looking for anybody, reach out to me. I'll make a recommendation. These are all ways that you stay connected to grow. You are learning skills. You are building. We have different teams. Email marketing, social media, IT, data analysis. People are learning on the job. Be intentional about building your skill. Nothing just happens. Nothing just happens. I cannot say it enough. In this life, you would always have a choice. And it will be the choice to go the hard way or go the easy road. I read something recently and somebody said, if you think about, if you're worried about how much effort it will take or the price it will take to succeed or to get something done, you should see how much it will cost you to not do anything. You should just see the price of not doing anything at all. The price of not trying. The price of just staying stuck. The price of just relaxing and hoping that somehow, the universe will just, suddenly, magic. That's the mistake people make. You have a dream. You have a dream. You need to wake up and work on that dream. You want to come to the US for grad school. That is your dream. That is your goal. That is your vision. You now need to wake up. You need to wake up and work on that vision. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen as magic. You need to wake up and begin to document and begin to ask yourself, okay, what is the first step? What is the second step? What am I missing How do I fill this gap? How do I fill this knowledge gap? How do I fill this skill gap? Who do I reach out to? Who are my recommenders? Who should I ask to review my documents? Do I need to invest any money? Do I need to begin to save? You need to ask yourself all of these questions and then you walk towards it. The honest to God truth is that coming to the US for grad school as someone from maybe Nigeria, from Ghana, or from a low-income country, or from a place where you are, it will change your life. You know that already. It's going to change your life. But it's a process. It's a process. It's not something that it's not going to happen like that. It will not happen like that. It's going to take that process of learning, that journey of going from step A to step B, from step C to like that. That is exactly how it works. It's exactly how it works. So, but you have to be willing. You have to be really, really, really willing to pay that price that it requires to achieve that goal. Because it's a goal. I tell people all the time, keep climbing. Keep climbing. The elevator to success is always broken. Sometimes people want to take elevator. They just want to enter the lift and let the lift take them up. Wouldn't it be nice? Wouldn't it be great if our life's goal is you enter a lift and the lift takes you up to success? I would love it too. I would, because I've gone through things. I've gone through a lot of pain. I wish there was a way to accelerate certain things so that you don't have to go through them. But in real life, the elevator to success is often broken. It's just you, the stairs and the climb. And some days, that stairs, it will feel endless. You see the staircase, you will look at it and it's like you're not seeing the end of the staircase. It's so endless. The climb, it will feel painfully slow. The weight will feel very heavy. But every climb that you take, it builds resilience. Every step that you take is getting you closer. Just keep climbing. The view from the top is going to be totally worth it. By the time you get to the top and you look back and you say, wow, this is the things that I've done. That is how you build confidence. What you need to get started is courage. Most of the time, people want to have the confidence at the beginning. People think, oh, I'm not confident. How do you think people build confidence? How do you think people build confidence to even do some of the things that I do? Now, when I think about doing something, I'll just do it. I'm like, if it fails, it fails. If I succeed, I succeed. But one thing my legacy will not say is that I did not try. How do you think people reach that level of confidence that when an idea comes to your head, you are willing to deploy it? You are willing to say, I'm going to try. I'm going to get started. Maybe I succeed, maybe I fail. But if I fail, I learn a lesson. That's the thing people don't understand, that if I fail, if I don't succeed this first time, okay, now I'm doing a global conference. If you go to our website and you see the amount of effort and the amount of work that is going into that, do I know whether or not we will succeed? We'll see. Come November 22nd and 23rd, we'll see how we did. But do you think it's going to make me feel bad if I don't succeed? Maybe I'll feel bad for a moment, but it won't stop me from trying something again. Because I know that I have learned on the journey. I'll be able to look back and see what worked and what didn't work. I want you to think about your US grad school from that same lens. Think about it from the same lens. Don't just tell yourself it is too difficult. People who have less resources than you in particular, people who have less resources have paid the price, they've done it, they've crossed the path. So that's the challenge I'm going to leave you with. We are wrapping up in the next 6 minutes. I'll be off. So if you have any other question, yes, Chikodi, the elevation to success is always broken. It's always, unfortunately, how I wish it's not broken, right? How I wish it is not broken and all of us can just enter the lift and the lift will just carry us. That would be so great. That would be so nice. But it's broken and we have to deal with it. We have to work things out. I tell people, I say miracles have different steps. Even though a miracle will come to you, you need to work it out. You need to make it easier for your destiny helpers to want to help you. That's the thing. You need to make it really easy for your destiny helpers to want to help you. What do I mean? As in case of US grad school, most of the time, people don't understand the power of recommendation when it comes to US grad school. But the person that will recommend you is the person that really knows who you are. Sometimes people reach out to me and they tell me, can you write a recommendation? I say, I don't know you. It's not that I don't want to help you, but I don't know you. And if I write a recommendation for you, it may not land correctly because I don't know you. A recommendation should be somebody who knows you, knows your character, knows your work. Some of the young people I've written recommendation for who came through ScholarUP Mentoring Academy is because they spent time in my program and I got the opportunity to get to know them. I saw the kind of posts they were doing. I knew the work they are doing. I saw the kind of things they are doing. And some of the ones that are volunteering now that I'm getting to know. I know that in the future, when any of them reach out and say, write a recommendation, then I know who you are. You've worked with me. I've seen your work ethic. I've seen your character. I've seen your attitude. I've seen the way you respond to pressure. I've seen the way you respond to corrections. So now I can build on that and write you a strong recommendation that would make a difference. That is something people don't understand. You need to build relationship currency. I always ask people, I said, do you have mentors? Do you have people who are kind of steps ahead of you that you can call or you can send message to and they will respond to you? Have you built those kind of relationship? People who can really make decisions, people who are decision makers, that when you call them, they will respond to you. When you send a message, they will respond to you. Do you think those kind of relationships just happen? Like it just happens. Suddenly, Dr. Amaka from nowhere will just come and pick interest in me when she doesn't even know me. Nothing has, I've not looked for that opportunity on how I can connect with her. I've not looked for that opportunity for how she can get to know me one-on-one. You think it should be the other way around? I tell people all the time, the desire a mentor has to mentor you, no matter how passionate I am trying to help you, if my own passion to help you is higher than your own passion to be helped, there's always going to be a challenge. The relationship will always not flow. If it is me who is always trying to push you, trying to tell you to do this, do this, do this, do this, is me always doing it. And you on your own part, even in the small things, even in share this post, share out to people, make a comment, send an emoji, even in the little things you feel like, no, it should be one way. I should be supported. My destiny helpers should see me and help me. If you have that kind of mindset towards life, it will keep you stuck. And I'm not saying this for just me. I'm telling you generally. I'm just teaching you the kind of mindset that would help you win in life. And that's the mindset of service. That's the mindset of understanding that sometimes in order to succeed, you need to pay the price for something. It's not something that happens. It doesn't just happen at all. I take the time, I show up here. I show up every day at 7 o'clock on Saturdays. And I'm, by the special grace of God, as long as there are people who still want to come around and ask questions, I'm going to keep it up for the application season. If anything is going to happen, maybe if I'm traveling or I'm not around, I'll let you guys know on the group so that you know that, yeah, because I know one of the days in October, one Saturday, I'll be traveling. So I'll let you guys know that I will not be around. But other than that, I'll show up and we'll have this 1 hour session and we'll have this conversation. And I'm encouraging you, start the process so that you would have questions to ask, so that you would seek for clarity on areas that will help you. Don't just come and sit down and let the information get into your head. Let it go from this year to this year. And then next week you come back again. And then the following week you come back again. You are not using the information for anything, like you're not doing anything with it. You are just listening. And then you get hyped up in the moment. Put it into practice, right? Put it into practice. Okay, Chikodi, your question will be the last. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, kindly do so. Subscription is free, right? That's another thing. You don't have to pay to subscribe. It's just a way to help the channel to get so that more people can know what we are doing, right? So that we don't have just 20 people listening or 25 people listening. Imagine if we have 100 other young people like you who are trying to get into grad school. If we have 200 other people who are needing this information, who is going to help? So your own job in helping other people is by making these resources, making this information available to them. That is your own job. Share on your status, share on your social media, encourage people to come. Let them know that this is something that we do every Saturday morning, right? So your question, you said, do I have to add my course, area of specialization like BSc Maths on my LinkedIn headline. You don't necessarily have to. You don't have to, but if you are trying to get into grad school, if your goal right now is to get into grad school, you should have your LinkedIn headline or your LinkedIn as a whole, both your banner and everything, optimized to show that journey. That's like, you should be able to show it. Like, I should be able to look at your profile and see that Chikodi is trying to get into grad school. You should be able to creatively present it, that anybody who visits your profile will know that this is something that you are working towards. And even your posts, even your presence, even the things that you do, it should reflect that journey. You should start talking about that area that you want to get into. I have one of my mentees, Divine. She's serving now. I don't know if you know Divine. You see Divine talking about agriculture all the time, creating posts on it, building her personal brand around it. Because she got her bachelor's degree in agriculture, now she's serving. The next step is to come to the US for grad school. So she's already building that portfolio. Recently, she was invited to the presidential villa. If you people saw me post that, she was invited just from LinkedIn. So she has that now on her CV, that she was invited as a youth ambassador of her country to the presidential villa to come and give a talk. I posted that here somewhere on my YouTube. You will see it, even on LinkedIn. So the things I'm sharing with you is not just fluff. I can tell you names. I can show you receipts. I can tell you these are the people it has worked for. The people who listen, the people who put things into practice. So it's important that you kind of build your LinkedIn to reflect who you are and the journey you are going to, so that it can attract opportunities to you, so that you can use the things you are learning on LinkedIn and the skills you are building to build your CV. You see the way I gave Divine as an example. By the time she has that on her CV, invited as a youth ambassador to the presidential villa of my country to come and talk about agricultural problems, do you know that alone is something that is setting her application apart from hundreds of applications? Just that one single achievement. Just that one single achievement. Because it is very few people that will have that similar achievement. So that alone makes her a person of interest. So that's the way these things work. You need to ask yourself, what are some of the things that I can use as an edge? What are some of the things that I can do? And I always encourage people. I say, learn how to use LinkedIn. That's why we have our LinkedIn Elevation Program. Cohort 15 is ongoing now. Registration for Cohort 16 is open. I encourage you, take the time to join that program. Learn how to make use of LinkedIn. Learn how to build on LinkedIn. Learn how to build a portfolio that will open doors for you. Learn how to network correctly. Nothing is going to drop on your lap. I keep saying it. The things that you want to achieve for yourself, you need to fold up your sleeves, get your hands dirty and get to work. That's how you achieve those things. Otherwise, it will always be an illusion. Otherwise, it will always be, I'm dreaming, I'm dreaming. It's time to wake up. Wake up and start working towards that dream. LinkedIn has changed a lot of lives, my own lives included. I've told you people stories about job opportunities. From graduating, immediately I had a job waiting for me. When I left that job, I had another job, all through LinkedIn. But it was just that consciousness of building that credibility and trust. It didn't happen overnight. Now I'm close to 50,000 followers on LinkedIn. I celebrated 49,000 yesterday. You think all of those 49,000 people just followed me because they like my face? You think that's the reason? You don't do any work. You don't share any value. You don't build yourself up to become someone that people want to connect with, to become someone that people want to work with. Your network, building your life is your responsibility. It's your responsibility. Nobody is going to do it for you. I cannot emphasize this enough. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it, but that is just the truth. I want you to really begin to work on your mindset and begin to ask yourself, what are those goals? What are those things I'm trying to achieve? Who is the person who has achieved it? Who can serve as a guide for me? Who can serve as a mentor? Who can serve as a support? Who are those people who have achieved these things that I can leverage on what they know? How can I connect with them? Is it by joining their classes? Is it by being in close proximity so that I can send them messages and they know who I am and they can respond to me when I need them to? You build those networks by yourself. It's not something that is going to happen overnight, I keep saying, right? So Akuna, Ifoma, you said, can recommendation come from people with organizations not well known locally, even though they are registered organization? Well, even though these people know you very well. Yes, it can. There is no law that says recommendation has to come from the US or from anywhere. The most important thing is that it should come from somebody who knows you well, maybe somebody you've worked with, from organizations that are registered that you mentioned, that I can go to Google and type in the name and it will bring it up for me. It's very important that it's an organization that has a digital footprint. Very, very important, so it is not made up. An organization that has a letterheaded paper that they can put it on. These are all little things. So because if you just go and you say this organization exists, and I go to Google and I type in the organization and it doesn't come up, I can conclude that you made up that recommendation, that you forged it completely, because I cannot track the person. So it should be something that it will be easy for me to say, oh, you said Dr. Ifeoma Laura wrote you a recommendation. And when I go and search for Dr. Ifeoma Laura, I can find her. I can confirm if I need to. So it's very important when selecting your recommenders is one of the most critical aspects of your grad school applications. It's very critical that there are people of high reputation. Their reputation is not questionable. There are people that I can find when I need to find them. Because the grad school officers, they reserve the right to verify any information you provide. They reserve that right. So if for any reason they feel there's any cause of doubt and they feel like they want to confirm, is this somebody that they can easily find? Because the only way to find anybody now is to Google the person. And that's why I always challenge young people. I say, start building your digital footprint. Go to Google and type my name. Just go to Google and type my name and see what comes up. And I always challenge them. I say, when I go to Google and I type, Akunne Ifeoma Laura, what is going to come up? What is going to come up? Like, what am I going to learn about you when I decide to go to Google and type your name? Which information is going to come up? Do you think that the information that comes up when people Google themselves just magically come up like that? That people don't build that digital footprint so that you begin to see what they are about when you search for them. So it's very important. Local organizations, that's okay. You people who know you should be people. Even your church pastor can write you a recommendation, because usually you have 3 recommendations. One of them can be from a religious leader. It can be from somebody within your church. One of them definitely should be somebody who has worked with you. It should be someone who has worked with you directly, somebody who has mentored you, somebody who has taught you. But it should be somebody that is findable. It should not be someone that is only you that know the person's name. That when I decide to go and look for this Akunna's recommender, I'm not able to find the person, then that's a problem. So those are some of the little things that can make or break the situation. Last question, Collins. So does academic transitioning affect your present interest of study? And what are the requirements needed to transition your academic choice? This is a very, very important question. And I'm going to close with it. I'm already going past time, right? Very, very important question. You can transition. You can go to a different course if you want to. But it's going to be harder for you to sell the story. What do I mean? If your bachelor's degree is in mathematics, maybe like, who said mathematics? Chikodi. If your bachelor's degree is in mathematics, and suddenly now you tell me you want to go and do a master's degree, a PhD in engineering, the challenge that I have as the admitting officer is, how prepared are you? What foundation do you have to help you succeed? So that the onus is on you to be able to prove that, oh, I'm so passionate about engineering that even though I got my bachelor's degree in maths, after my bachelor's degree, I did this internship in this engineering company for so and so months. I worked on this project, I delivered this project. I did this thing in engineering, I did that thing, I did this thing, I did this thing. The onus is on you to show me how you have bridged that gap. Otherwise, it's going to be a tough sell. You will be in a tougher situation than someone who did bachelor's degree in maths and is trying to do a master's degree in maths. That person, it's easier for that person to show continuity because they already have a 4-year or a 5-year degree with that foundation. But you who don't, you need to go out of your way to show me the things that you've done to bridge that gap. There's no gainsaying it. Do people do it? Yes. It's just a harder sell. So the thing is, you need to show like, okay, some of the work you've done, the internships you've gone to, all of those things. I tell people all the time, it's not enough to tell me you are passionate. Just show me your passion. That's what I'm going to end with today. Show me your passion. Don't tell me you are passionate about ABC. Show me what you have done with that passion. Show me your track record. Let me look at your track record. Let me look at your CV. Let me see the roles you volunteered in. Let me see the projects you've completed. Let me see the work that you've initiated. Let me see the impact that you've created. Just show me. Don't tell me. Telling me does not mean anything. Show me. Let me be able to see it in real life. That I can see that you've been a part of this. It makes more difference. So I want to encourage you all today. Thank you so much for showing up again. I enjoy these sessions. It gives me an opportunity to mentor all of you broadly. If you hear the things I talk about, you know that I even go beyond the scope of US grad school. And it's because I want to set you guys on the path of that, on that journey to greatness, on that journey to success. Just understanding that it's a journey. It's a journey. It's not something that is going to happen overnight. But if you're willing to go on that journey, believe you me, it's going to pay you. It's really, really, really going to pay you. It's very, very important. So I encourage you, when I set up the live for next week, do well to share. Do well to repost the post. When you come, stay active. Ask your questions. Prepare. Actually take the information I've given you. Go and do something with it within the week. From today to next week, Saturday, come back and tell me where you are. Let's walk this part of your grad school journey together. I really want to see you succeed. And it's not rocket science. You have what it takes. You just need to believe in yourself. Believing in yourself is what makes all the difference. Believe in yourself and then do the work that is required to get you from point A to point B. So this is where I'm going to leave it right now. Like I said, if you really want to learn how to use LinkedIn, reach out to me. I believe all of you are part of our WhatsApp group. If you are not a part of the WhatsApp group, you can check the description of this event once it uploads. I'm going to put it there. You can join the WhatsApp group. We have another event later on LinkedIn that is around hiring and how what people who are hiring, HR people, what do they look out for? What are some of the ways that you can make it easier for yourself to get a job, especially if you're looking for a job? So that's like a podcast style event. I encourage you to come to that event and learn. Be intentional about learning and then put the things you learn into practice, right? So we have our global conference coming. If you want to volunteer, feel free to reach out. We have over 150 volunteers now. It's actually a training ground for the volunteers. It's an opportunity for them to learn how to build their skills and work in teams, right? And then if you really want to join our LinkedIn Elevation program, feel free to reach out to me so that you learn how to do these things for yourself. I always want to teach people how to fish. That's my own style. I don't believe that even the things I'm doing, you can do them if you just are willing to learn. That's the thing. I believe so much in teaching people how to do things. Teach people how to leverage opportunities. Teach people how to build their confidence. Teach people how to increase their skills so that it will make it easier for them to achieve their goals. So take care of yourself. William said, it's a big sacrifice to have you do this. I hope your desire to see people succeed in this journey becomes fruitful. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, the more I see people succeed, the more it makes me happy. And yes, I know it's a sacrifice, but it's a sacrifice that is dear to my heart. And I'm making this sacrifice and I'm really, really hoping that more and more people would come out of our community succeeding on their grad school journey, even as application season continues. Take care of yourself. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. Take care now. God bless you. I'm going to end the live now. Bye. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Where do I end this live from? Okay, I don't even see the end. Bye, everyone.